To my channel Fundamentals of Imaging. Let's talk about the step systemic approach to chest X-ray part 2. Here I will describe about the how to read normal chest X-ray. In this, let's first describe about the image quality that is described by the mnemonic RIPE, that is RIPE. R for rotation, I for inspiration, P for position, and E for exposure. So let's talk one by one. That is the rotation. So what we see in rotation is symmetry. That is the distance between the two medial end of clavicle with in relation to the spine, which is denoted by this X and Y lines. So this would be equidistance to call that this is the non-rotated image. In the second image, we can see that the increased distance between the medial end of left clavicle to spine is increased, whereas the medial end of right clavicle with spine is reduced. So this is the left side rotated image. Now here inspiration. So what we see in inspiration, that is the adequate inflation of lung. So when we call that there is adequate inflation of lung, that is the fifth and sixth anterior ribs should be above the diaphragm in mid clavicular line and posterior 10th rib. So if it is less than 5, then call that the inadequate inspiratory film, and if it is more than 7, then call hyperinflated lung. In both cases, the lung pathology can be obscured. Now, position. Position is described in relation to the position of patient, that is the erect or supine, and position of the X-ray tube and cassette, that is the PA view or AP view. If X-ray tube is posterior and cassette is interior, is called PA view, whereas if X-ray tube is anterior and cassette is posterior, called that this is the AP view. In this X-ray, we see that this is the PA marking. This denotes that this is the PA view chest X-ray, and this denotes that the left side of chest X-ray. So left side of patient, and scapula should be outside the lung field, whereas the clavicle is obliquely placed so that not obscure the lung pathology in apical region. And this gastric air fluid level seen in PA view, that is the erect position of the patient. Now E for exposure. So what we see in exposure, that the spine should just visible through the hot shadow in lower thoracic region. This is called the good exposed film. In this, the lung field is visualized adequately with long bronchovascular markings. Whereas if high, overexposed, that is the vertebra is clearly visualized through the heart, as we can see this the denoted line the yellow is, and lung is hyper lucent, that is the too dark is called the hyper or overexposure, whereas if lung field is white out and bronchovascular marking is not clearly visualized, it's called underexposed field. So in this image, we can see that the spine is just visible through the hard shadow in lower thoracic region, as denoted by the blue color. So this is the good exposed film. So these are the RIPE, RIPE, to describe the image quality. Now next is the approach to read the chest X-ray. So what approach we used? ABCD. So it makes easy to remember that the ABCD EFGHI method to read the chest X-ray. So let's begin with the A, that is the airway. So what we see in airway? We see in airway is trachea, bronchus, and bifurcation of trachea, that is the carina. So where we see the trachea, as green line denotes the trachea or air lucency, which is central or slightly deviated to right side, whereas the carina is at the T5 level, and two main bronchus, that is the right and left. So what is difference in these two bronchus is right is short, wide, and more vertical, whereas the left is long, narrow, and oblique course. So foreign body or infection can lodge easily in right side as compared to the left side, which is denoted by the green line in this image, and air lucency seen in this first image. which denotes that this is the trachea and bronchus. Now, bones and soft tissue. So, pathology of bone and soft tissue can also mimic the lung pathology. So, this should be visualized in chest X-ray, as denoted by these ribs, clavicle, scapula, and thoracic vertebra in this annotated image. Whereas this blue color denotes the soft tissue and breast shadow around the chest. So, pathology of breast can also sometimes mimic that the this is the lung pathology. So this should be visualized in chest X-ray. Now heart or cardia and mediastinum. So this denotes that the C cardia and mediastinum. What we see in cardia and mediastinum, that is the heart size and contour, whereas the mediastinal contour or widening. So how we see that the heart shadow or heart size. This is uh, measured by the maximum width of heart and maximum width of thoracic cavity. So this heart size is divided by the thoracic size. So it should be less than 50% in PA view, whereas less than 60% in AP view. And different heart chambers make impression over the lung. So pathology of heart can also be visualized in chest X-ray. So what we see, that is the right atrium forms the right heart border over the right lung field, whereas the left ventricle forms the left heart border, and upper left heart border is formed by the left atrium, whereas the apex is formed by the left ventricle, and this is the left atrium. So these forms the left heart border and forms impression over the left lower lobe of lung, and both uh, pulmonary artery entering into the lung via the hilum. So it is um, important to see for the pulmonary artery, whereas the descending pulmonary artery is measured in case of the suspected pulmonary hypertension, which is less than 16 mm in male and 15 mm in female. And descending artery is visualized in 94% on right side and 62% on left side. So this should be considered in cardia and mediastinum. Now diaphragm. So diaphragm is a fibrous structure which separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. As we can see that the liver, stomach, and spleen is below the diaphragm, whereas there are two hemidiaphragm, that is right and left, seen, and these are denoted by the dotted line, and this forms the acute angle with the lung, that is the costophrenic angle, and with the heart, cardiophrenic angle. So these have their importance in pleural effusion, which we come later. And we see the lung uh, uh, diaphragmatic contour and their level. If there is difference in 1.5 to 2 centimeter, then it is called the elevated diaphragm. And also we see the contour, that is the smooth, where as in this image we can see that there is a hump formation in right hemidiaphragm. In this image we can see that the right hemidiaphragm is elevated, whereas the left is in normal position. So there should be due to the lung pathology or the pathology below the diaphragm can cause the elevation, or pathology of diaphragm itself, that is the eventation of diaphragm, or phrenic nerve palsy injury can cause the elevation of diaphragm. So this green line denotes that the diaphragmatic outline. So right hemidiaphragm is more than 2 centimeter above the left hemidiaphragm. Now, effusion or costophrenic angle. So what we see in costophrenic angle, that is the acute angulation. So if there is pleural effusion or lung pathology or pleural thickening, then obscuration of the costophrenic angle can be seen. So what we see here, that the both costophrenic angle are acute, whereas in this second image we can see that there is obscuration of the both costophrenic angle with concavity towards upward. This denotes that there is a pleural effusion. Now lung fields. Lung fields are the area which is occupied by the lung parenchyma. So this appear as a lucent area or dark area with bronchovascular markings. So pathology in this region is described by the three zones, that is the upper, middle and lower zone. Upper zone is the area above the anterior second rib, middle is the in between the second and fourth anterior rib, and area below the fourth rib is called lower zone. In some cases, it is described as the area above the hilum is the upper zone, area in between at the level of hilum is middle, and below the hilum is lower zone. Now, gastric bubble and great vessels. Gastric bubble is the area visualized below the uh, left hemidiaphragm, that is the air fluid level within the stomach fundus region. So this should be differentiated from the free air under the diaphragm. And great vessels, as I described, that the mediastinal vessels which forms the impression over the lung field and its contour. This is the um, arch of aorta forming the aortic knuckle. This is the pulmonary vessels left, and this one is the right. This is the descending pulmonary artery. So this has their importance in the pulmonary hypertension, as I described that it is in, 16 mm in male and 15 mm in female. So these are the vessels, and superior vena cava visualized in the on right side, which is above the hilar region. So these are the impression of great vessels within the mediastinum, we can see. Now, hilum. So, what is called hilum? Hilum is the area which is formed by the uh, bronchus and pulmonary vessels and vein lymph nodes. So, these vessels entering into the lung, forming the root of lung, is called the hilum. So, left hilum is slightly above the right hilum, that is the 1.5 centimeter, because of the left pulmonary artery entering into the lung parenchyma just above the left mid bronchus. So this appears slightly above or 1.5 centimeter above the right side, and it is inverted C shape. So as we can see in this image, upper shows that the inverted C shape, and lower shows that the animated image, that is the pulmonary vessels entering into the lung parenchyma and forming the hilum with their concavity outward due to the vessels orientation. So what we see for hilum, that is its position, outline, that is the inverted C shape, and size. So it should be equal in size, and left is slightly above the right, and inverted C shape. So if there is any pathology in hilar region, that is the lymphatic or vascular lesions or mass in hilar region, can cause the alteration in the size and shape of hilum. Now, impression or summarization of this finding. So what we see for the symmetry, that is the spinous process should be equidistant from the both medial end of clavicle, lucency of trachea, that is the air within the trachea, carina, that is the bifurcation of trachea at T5 level, clavicle or bones, and hilum and pulmonary artery on both sides, aortic knob, that is the great vessels in the mediastinum, right atrium, left ventricle forming the both right and left heart border, right and left hemidiaphragm, costophrenic angle for effusion, cardiophrenic angle or costocardiac angle, and soft tissue and breast shadow in females. Now the hidden areas of lung. There are certain hidden areas of lung that cannot be visualized in PA view. So this should be taken in consideration. That is the apical region, hilar, cardiac and diaphragm. So in apical region, rib can obscure the lung pathology. In hilar region, vascular structures can obscure the pathology. In retrocardiac area, heart can obscure the pathology, and below the diaphragm by the stomach and liver and spleen can obscure the lung pathology. So these are the hidden areas of lung. And this is all about the chest X-ray reading. Thank you for watching.